We're going to be learning tonight about something which is very, very connected to Purim, and I think it's very connected to life, and it's an important skill that a person needs to be able to attain for themselves. It's about keeping secrets. It's about the ability to keep a secret, and I think we need to ask ourselves, am I a person that can keep a secret? Am I always sharing everything? There's people that there's just, that they aren't a safe place to tell something, and whatever you tell them, it's going to get everywhere. And it's not just about secrets, telling somebody secrets is obviously an avera. It says it says in halacha that you're not allowed to tell a secret. Somebody that tells you something in confidence, it's a prohibition, to transgression, to tell their secrets. But when we're talking about talking secrets, in our context, it's really a more general thing. That there's people that they really can't keep things to themselves. There's people that there's nothing private, and they're constantly telling everybody everything that's going on with them, everything that has to do with them, everything anything that's involved in their life. Everybody has to know, and there's something very, very cheap about that. There's something very, very superficial about that. That at least Rabbi Nachman is teaching us tonight. That there's something very, very special about the ability to keep a secret. It says something about, it's a trait. He's going to explain that it's actually a trait of malchus. It's a trait of kingship, of being a person who really has highness, a person who has weight, a person who has presence. So part of that is the ability to keep a secret, the ability to have my personal space. And this is relevant, and it's relevant on many levels. The prohibition of telling secrets, of revealing secrets. So it's not only that if somebody tells you something in confidence that you're not allowed to tell it. So it's also something in Torah, that the secrets of Torah, and the secrets of Torah. This is called the sod of Torah, and this is a reference to the Kabbalah. This is a reference to Hashem's deepest secrets, and there's an issue of revealing secrets that weren't meant to be revealed. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the first time that he started teaching the secrets of Torah, the first time that they started teaching the secrets of the Kabbalah, so when he started teaching the Idra, so he started with this pasuk in Mishlei that there's a pasuk that says there's Holech Rachel Megala Soid, that it's a horrible thing for a person to be a gossiper who's always telling secrets, and he was scared that he was violating this prohibition of a person who's telling the secrets of Hashem. And not only that, but it's brought down the Arizal that he was punished for revealing secrets that he wasn't supposed to reveal, that he was once sitting with his students, and he understood from one of the birds that had said something, and he understood the language of the birds, and the bird had revealed that he had just been punished for revealing a certain secret of Kabbalah, that one of his children had died, and it's a horrible thing. To reveal secrets that weren't meant to be revealed is a horrible thing. And this is actually where Rabbi Nachman starts. This topic of being a person who's able to have your own space, that without the need to share everything. So Rabbi Nachman starts this from the place of sodot, of Torah, people that are sharing their deepest understandings of Torah. And this is the next paragraph. We're up to in Sichot Haran, in Ayin Gimel, in 73. And I want you to know that tonight's class is mamish a bracha. It's mamish a present from Hashem, because when I saw this the first time, I said, well, this is such a boring paragraph. I'm just going to either skip it entirely or just read it very quickly. And I just the next time he talks about davening, we'll do it. I'm good at davening, But this one I didn't see anything in it, and then I opened it again today to prepare for class, and suddenly this whole world just opened in front of me, and it's really very eye-opening. He says like this: Ish tzadikim shemegalim v'oimim tekef ma shehem ro'im. That there are tzaddikim that whenever they have a gilui means a revelation, that there's tzaddikim that they understand things. I'm not one of them. I don't see anything. I don't know anything. I know people that claim to know things. I know people that claim to see things. I'm not one of them. Okay, but there's tzaddikim that actually one of the tzaddikim that I know that does see things. So when he said one of the things that he sees, it was actually on Purim, which is so amazing that it's amish, it's connected to what we're talking about, and he actually said that I usually don't tell anybody about my giluyim, but it's Purim, and so I think part of what we're going to get to this at the end, that part of Purim is that that Purim is the day of revealing secrets, because it says, נכנס yayin yatzeh sod. That usually a sod, usually a secret is something that is supposed to be held in. Sorry. And so usually a secret is something that's not supposed to be shared, but on Purim is the time that we say that we drink, because נכנס yayin yatzeh sod, because when the wine comes in, the secrets come out. So usually we say that's a reason not to drink, because there was a big tzaddik that passed away a couple of years ago, Rabbi Chaim Wallerstein, Zichron Livracha. So I think I've shared this before, that he was a person that he was a huge tzaddik, and he was dealing with hundreds, probably maybe even thousands of kids at risk. All different guys, girls. At the beginning of his career, he was a Rebbe in yeshiva, and then later in his career, so he was dealing with Benos Nava, it's called, or Nava, it's called. He made a seminary for kids at risk. He had a rehab center for these kids, and so he had so many hundreds of people that were trusting him with his deepest secrets. So he had a thing that he refused to drink on Purim. He would not drink one drop on Purim, because he was scared that if he would get a little bit tipsy, then he would lose a little bit of his inhibition, and who knows, maybe he would share a secret that he knew in a place that was inappropriate, and that would make that person feel bad, and perhaps even humiliate that person, and that he refused to take that chance that he would let a secret slip. Okay? So that's mamish gadlus. That's mamish a huge thing, that he was so careful have that sensitivity for the dignity of his students. But nevertheless, there is something that the Torah is telling us, that נכנס yayin yatzeh sod, that there is a certain sod that's supposed to be revealed, and Purim somehow teaches us how to reveal the secret in a positive way, as opposed to the regular secrets that you're supposed to keep. You're supposed to keep like to yourself. So he says that yesh tzaddikim shemgalim v'ayim take of mashem reim, that there's tzaddikim that they have a certain revelation, they have a certain understanding, and like the next thing you know. So he said, Chavra, I have to tell you a secret. I have to tell you something. I just got this amazing idea that I need to share with you. And that there's tzaddikim like that. These tzaddikim, so their souls are sourced in a place called Menatzpach. Menatzpach, so it's 5 letters. And these are the 5 letters that have 2 forms. That they have a regular letter and a sofit, right? So you have mem and mem sofit. Nun sofit. It's like there's meaning. What's it mean sofit? That if it appears at the end of a letter, at the end of a word, then it has a different form. Okay? We write it differently. We write these letters differently based on if it's the middle of the word or if it's the end of the word. Okay, that's menatzpach. So menatzpach is a reference to the sofit letters. Menatzpach is a reference to dinim. It's a reference to gvulot, to boundaries. One of the times that we talk about menatzpach is on Hashanah Rabbah, that we take 5 aravas and we beat the aravas on the floor 5 times, and these 5 aravas with the 5 beatings is corresponding to these menatzpach, because being at the end of a word, that represents boundaries, that represents finishing. Okay, this is the end. This is, you can't go further. And so what we're doing in Hashanah Rabbah is we're trying to sweeten all that judgment, because this is the final day of judgment, this is the final day of boundaries. So menatzpach is a reference to tzimtzum. Menatzpach is a reference to boundaries and confinement. So he says, V'zeu menatzpach tzayfim amru. Now, I have a feeling that Rabbi Nachman really meant everything that we're going to be speaking today and connecting this to Purim, because this Gemara of menatzpach tzayfim amru, so it's a Gemara at the very beginning of Megillah. Okay, so I have a feeling that what I'm saying is not just my own ideas. I think this is really what Rabbi Nachman was trying to say. So the Gemara says at the beginning of Megillah, menatzpach tzayfim amru, that the tzayfim is the neviim, the tzofim, the people who see. The tzofeh. It means to gaze, and tzofiyah. Ayin l'tzion tzofiyah. We say in the Hatikva that so tzofim amru, that the seers saw, the seers said. So the simple understanding of the Gemara is that this idea that you have a different letter for the beginning for the middle of the word or the end of the word, so that was said by the tzofim. That difference was taught to us by the Nevi'im. But he's saying that a different interpretation, that menatzpach, if you have a soul which is from confinement, which means like a smaller soul, then tzofim, the things that you see, the things that you are, that the revelations that you're privy to, Amru, you say it. And the reason why you say it is because you have a smaller soul. It's because you have a soul from Tzimtzum. And they can't hold it in. But there are tzaddikim that their soul comes from a higher place, that their soul comes from a place of expansion. And they're able to hold it in. They don't need to tell everybody everything that they see. They don't need to share everything. They know how to keep it in. Now, so this idea of keeping in secrets and not revealing things, this is an idea that we don't hear about this so much. But there was one tzaddik that made this famous. His name was Rav Mendel Mivarka. He was the second Rebbe of Varka. He was the son of Rabbi Yitzchak Mivarka. He was nifter in 1868, and he was living in the town of Varka. And he was known as the Stiller Rebbe. That he was the, in Hebrew they call it the Rebbe Hashotek. He was the quiet Rebbe. So why was he called the quiet Rebbe? Because he would barely talk. He would barely speak, and like he would sit at tishes, and he would just close his eyes, and he would meditate, and like after just hours of singing, so like he would say, Rabbi say, Hashem is so big. Like that, like he would say like nothing. He would be quiet most of the time, and then he would say almost nothing, and this was his thing. Like this, he was huge tzaddik, and he was huge Talmid Chacham, but he didn't want to say anything, and they once asked him about it, and he actually said that after you learn how to be quiet, then you can learn how to talk. And if you don't know how to be quiet, then what you say isn't really. It's not really so worthwhile. And the truth is that Rabbi Nachman, to a certain extent, Rabbi Nachman had this as well. Like that's why like this idea was close to Rabbi Nachman's heart, because I think I've told you this before, that Rabbi Nachman, he didn't like have there's a lot of rabbis that they have like every Shalshudas, they have a big Torah, every Tish, they have the Klausberger Rebbe, he has like a whole, like the Shefa Chaim is a whole series that like every Tish, he was Meinim Eskaber, he was Bar Peshet, flowing, and he would say hours of Divrei Torah on Friday night and hours of Divrei Torah Shalshudas, and they published everything. And the Lubavitcher Rebbe was like this. He was just constantly speaking more and more. And the Rabbi Nachman was like that. Rabbi Nachman, he had 3 times a year that he had a defined time that he would share Torah. He would share Torah on Rosh Hashanah, after the first day of Rosh Hashanah, between the first day and Ma'ariv of the second day, that's he would share Torah, and Shabbos Chanukah, and on Shavuos, also between the first and the second day. That was the 3 times a year that he had a set time to share Torah, and the rest of the time they write that like a lot of times he would eat Shalshudas by himself. He would eat like he didn't feel the need to share everything, and he didn't share everything. And like the Sichot Haran, it's one book. It's not so much. It's really not so much that he shared compared to what he was learning, compared to what he thought. So he really didn't share so much. And I believe that this is because like he was connected to this idea of being a Stiller Rebbe, he was way before Rav Mendel of Varka, but I think he also he was the OG of like a person who didn't feel the need to talk, and like didn't have to feel like it was okay. And he even said about himself that my not knowing is greater than everything I know. That when I tell you that I don't know something, when I tell you that I don't understand something, that's really coming from a higher place than anything that I could really speak. So let's try to understand what this means. The beauty of silence, the beauty of being able to hold a secret, not to share, and I would like to connect this to another idea that Rabbi Nachman talks about. He writes this in Sichot Haran, in Taf Tzadik Tes, that he says that there's 2 kinds of tzaddikim. That there's one kind of tzaddik that he doesn't like to hold on to money. that whatever money I get, so I take what I need for today, and the rest I'll just give to tzedakah, and because how could I hold on to money? I trust Hashem. Tomorrow Hashem will give me more money. Tomorrow whatever if I have it today, so I'm supposed to do something with it. So whatever I need, I'll take. Whatever I don't need, I'll give to tzedakah. And he says the Baal Shem Tov had this mila, and the Rebbe Melech Miluzhinsk had this mila, and that they wouldn't carry any money from one day to the next. And he says that's a very holy madrega. It's a very high madrega to not hold on to money. But he says, but there's an even higher madrega, and that higher madrega is when the tzaddik is able to hold on to money. When the tzaddik is able to I don't have to get rid of it. And he says that when he says it's a harder madrega, what he means is that it's harder to do it. Of course, everybody can hold on to money. For most people, they have to work to separate from the money. But it's a harder madrega to be able to hold on to your money from a place of constantly serving Hashem. To be not any one iota less than the tzaddik that separates from his money. I don't. The reason I'm holding on to my money is not because I'm scared where am I going to have parnasa for tomorrow. I know with a full heart that Hashem can give me anything, and nevertheless, it's okay. The money can stay by me, and it's not going to take away from my bitachon the fact that I'm holding on to my money. So he says that holding on to your money is an even greater madrega. It requires a tzaddik from a higher caliber to be able to hold on to this money. So I think this really gives us a certain perspective of what Rabbi Nachman is telling us in this idea of the difference between being quiet and sharing, and that is that sometimes when a person shares, it's actually coming from a certain lack of confidence, a certain insecurity, and the being able to be quiet is because I'm secure with myself. And I think I would like to connect this with an idea that the Gemara says in Sichot Daf Gimel that Hillel Zaken on Sukkos at the Simchas Beis Sheva, so he would say Imani kan hakol kan. If I'm here, everything is here. Okay, we know this from Zusha's song. So he took it from Hillel. Hillel said Imani kan hakol kan. What does it mean? Imani kana kolkan? It sounds like a very egotistic thing. It seems like a very arrogant thing to say. Imani kana kolkan. And so the commentaries say that ani is actually one of the names of Hashem. Like we say on Hashan Rabbah, we say aniva, we say the Hosakas aniva ho Hoshiana, and it says that ani is one of the names of Hashem. We learned this from the Psukim and B'Shalach, that the ani is one of the names of Hashem, and ani is the same letters as ayin. Ayin is the beyond, it's the emptiness of, because it's so infinite that there is nothing which is revealed. So ayin is a reference to Hashem. Mi ayin yavo Ezri mi Hashem. Right? That the ayin is a reference to Hashem, and so sometimes the ayin can manifest itself with the switching of the letters as ani. And that ani is also Hashem. The ayin, which is Hashem, is also the ani. So when Hillel was saying imani kan hakol kan, so he was talking about himself, but he reached this level of consciousness that he knew that I am simply Hashem. So that imani kan hakol kan is an expression of what's called a healthy ego. That a person can have an unhealthy ego, to think that I'm actually the center of the universe. A person can have an unhealthy lack of an ego, to think that I'm a piece of garbage, I don't deserve respect. And then there's the healthy ego. What's the healthy ego? That imani kan hakol kan, but the ani is really Hashem. Or in other words, that I recognize that I have dignity because I am an expression of Hashem. The dignity is not my own. I'm carrying a dignity which is not my own. Okay, this is I once heard that when Rav Shach once said to, I don't know who it was, maybe I'm mixing it up. I think Rav Shach said this to Rav Zaman Auerbach I think Rav Shach Stam told a student of his that they asked him, like, Rebbe, is it hard for you wherever you go, so the like everybody stands up for you and everybody starts singing Yam 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 Melech Tosef. Like does it get to you? Like do you feel like you have to work on your midas? Does it feel like you have to work on your arrogance? You probably understand this. Like that. So he said, like if a person walks into a room holding a Sefer Torah, so everybody stands up, right? Does the person have to work on his arrogance? Like the guy holding the Sefer Torah, is he going to say, "Whoa, oh my gosh, I walked in, everybody stand up. I'm like, I'm a superstar." And no, he doesn't think anything of himself because he knows that he doesn't stand up for you. He stood up for the Torah, right? So Rashach said that's exactly how I feel. I know that it's not about me, it's about the Torah. So why should I feel anything about myself? So I really think that Imani Kan HaKokan, what Hillel was explaining was that Hillel was a person that he was the person that completely belittled himself. Hillel was the person that when somebody made a bet with his friend, can I get Hillel angry? So he came and bothered him 5 times on Friday afternoon. Hillel came down in his bathrobe, and for this obnoxious idiot that was asking him silly questions, and he said yes, She'ela Gedola Sha'alta, that you asked a very important question. And he was the person that he belittled himself in front of everybody. He was like, he gave everybody such respect. He didn't think anything of his own dignity. And at the same time, even when I'm here, the party is starting, because he knew that it's not about me. He knew that like my presence is Hashem's presence.
Oh, he's a party animal.
He's absolutely a party animal. And so the ability to have a healthy ego, the ability to recognize that I do deserve respect, but it's not mine. My respect is Hashem's respect. So that is this avoda of being able to take money. It's like I don't need to feel like a nobody. I don't feel like a person that's always getting rid of his money. So he thinks like, oh, it's me and Hashem. So Hashem gives me what I need. So like, if I'm going to keep my money, that means that I don't trust Hashem. So like, I have to tell Hashem, here, I'm getting rid of it. Here, I trust you. Don't think I don't trust you. Here, and then Imani Kan HaKokan says that like, I know it's always your money. I never thought it was my money. There's no me and you. It's all together. Like I'm completely negated to Hashem, and I don't feel that the money that I'm keeping is keeping for myself. Because what's myself? Myself, I'm just a pawn. I'm just a function of Hashem. So this higher level, it's a big madriga to be able to feel like this. That to be able to say, yeah, I can take money. I can take covet. It doesn't get to me. It doesn't. So I think that really, so that when a person that has this healthy ego, that doesn't feel this, like it feels that like I deserve to be here. I deserve respect. I deserve money. Like because it's really all a manifestation of Hashem. So this brings a person to a certain element of competence. It leads a person to a certain element of security. And there's a very interesting Gemara in Sichot Daf Mem Hey that Rav Shimon Bar Yochai says that Re'isi b'nei aliyah umuatim him. That I've seen people who have growth, and they're very few. They're very scarce. And if there's 100 of them, so then ani ubni mehem. Then me and my son are one of them. If there's 50 of them, so me and my son are them. If there's 10 of them, me and my son. If there's only 2, it's me and my son. So I once heard a commentary on this. Like, what does it mean muatim? What does it mean that they're scarce? That there's not a lot of them? What he's saying is that being a person who is into growth is not about numbers. I don't need to go with the flow. I don't need to be following the crowd. I'm doing this on my own. I'm doing this because I myself am inspired, and I really don't need anybody to be validating me, because I know that I'm on the true path. And so, like in the same vein, so Rabbi Nachman has a Torah that on Echad HaYavram, that when it says Echad HaYavram, like Avram was a loner. And it means that Rabbi Nachman says that anybody who wants to really become close to Hashem, anybody who really wants to serve Hashem properly, he needs to know that I can be alone. I don't need to be with everybody else. I don't need like the comfort of the crowd. So so this is really, I think that this is really what the ability to keep my life to myself is all about. Because there's people that are always talking. People that are always talking. And like Rabbi Nachman talks about this one place, that he has this picture of this French mashuga that doesn't stop talking. That I've seen, I don't know what nationality they are, but like there's like, maybe there's Sudanim, there's a certain nationality that like, it's a weird thing that they don't stop talking. The mamish don't stop talking. I see that they're like sometimes like they're cleaning and they're just talking with their earphones, and like they don't stop talking. They could talk for 3 hours straight. I have no idea what they're saying because I don't understand the language. But like
Italian.
but not Italian. But it's like I look at it with such disdain. They're like, really, like you for 3 hours straight you didn't stop talking. Like, maybe you mean girls. No, the Gemara says about girls, the girls are also into talking. It says that they took 9/10 of all of the speech in the world, and but the Gemara tells us that the queen, this is what we're getting to Purim, that Esther was our model in the fact that she didn't speak, that she was ein Esther Megedes. So a person that always needs to talk. So where does it come from? Where does it come from? I need to share everything that's going on. I need to have a play-by-play on everything that's going on in my life, everything that's going on in everybody else's life, everything that's going on in just the architecture in the building in front of me, everything that's going on with just the cars in front of me. I just need to constantly keep on talking, keep on telling you. Like I think there's some kind of like self-validation that like if I stop talking, so like maybe I won't exist. Maybe like I start questioning my existence in the first place if I don't stop talking, if I stop talking. And I think there's also this deep need for connection, this deep need that like I need you to hear me, because like if I don't have the validation of somebody's listening to me, so then like maybe I don't really exist. And like that's where I see this trait of the inability to stop talking, that it comes from this place that just like if I stop talking, then like who knows, maybe I don't have any existence. And so the opposite is actually a trait of knowing that I have a very, very awesome existence. And this is what Chazal tell us about Rachel Imeinu. The Rachel Imeinu, it says that she was tafsa plach hashtika, that she was the expert on being quiet. What does it mean that she was quiet? Because she kept quiet and she didn't tell Yaakov that, hey, it's not me. You know, the girl that you're going to bed tonight, your wife, is she dressed up? It's really my sister. It's not me. That she didn't tell Yaakov that she and Leah were switched. So it says that the Medrash says that she was tafsa plach hashtika. And the Gemara tells us, the Midrash tells us, that because she was tafsa plach hashtika, because she was an expert in silence, so then yatsa mimena Shaul, so that she merited that Shaul should come from her descendants, and that by Shaul he also had this character trait, this ability to keep things to himself. It says that when Shmuel told him that he's going to be king, so they were in private, and he came back to his friends. And he came back to his family, and they asked him, hey, how's it going? And he said, Baruch Hashem, good day with the sheep. And it says, Esther HaMalka lo higid. And he didn't say anything. He didn't say like, yeah, whatever. In the right time, they'll find out. He didn't feel the need to schwitz to his family that by the way, guess who's going to be the next king of Israel? And so he kept it to himself, and he didn't feel the need. It's like he has this plach hashtika that I don't need to tell them, like it doesn't make a difference. Like it doesn't make a difference to me. It doesn't make a difference to me. Like I don't need their congratulations. I don't need their validation. It's okay. I'm happy, but like it doesn't make a difference to you that I tell you. You're going to find out when you need to find out. Now, sometimes you have to be careful. Sometimes people that are close to you, they are insulted that they didn't know before. They're insulted. So sometimes you have to be careful with this, like to actually model what Shaul was doing. But obviously it was okay in the situation. And it says that, and in the same schus that Rachel was quiet, just like Shaul came from him. So that's why Esther also came from her, because Esther was the expert in keeping secrets. Ein Esther magedet et ama ve'et moladata. That she was in the royal palace, and everybody was like, they were being considered, and it says that Achashverosh asked her, like, no, tell me, Esther, where you from? And like small talk, right? Like, it's the most normal thing to ask a person, a stranger. Like, and she says, "What, you forgot?" And she kept a secret. He for sure thought there's something up with her. Like, she's not saying where she's from, and like it's obviously extremely awkward. Extremely. There's a person that could kill you in a second if he didn't like you, and like she's playing a very dangerous game to keep this secret. That Mordechai that Mordechai told her, you cannot tell Achashverosh where you come from, and like so she was this person without an identity, she was a person that was appearing in the world without any background, she's just off the street. Mat, no pedigree, I don't know, I won't tell you where I'm from. I just look what the dog brought in, like that, and she refused to, and she has the ability to keep herself, to keep her identity, to keep her secrets to herself. Okay, so Esther is our model of what it means to keep a secret, and we learned this from Rachel. So what is Chazal telling us? That the self-control that Rachel displayed in not giving over the secrets. So this was the self-control that says that, I don't need to take control. This is a self-control of that I don't need to jump and change the world for my better. And Chazal is saying that this trait was something that gave malchus, something that gave kingship, both with Shaul and with Esther HaMalka, that this was the grace that Esther had, Esther nosas chen bein kol re'ah, that she had this grace, that everyone who saw her was just amazed, like, wow, and the grace that she carried with her was her ability to keep secrets. And the ability to keep secrets was from this deep, deep security, imani kan hakol kan, that she had this self-confidence. There's a certain way that I don't even know what this means, but a person who's really powerful, that they have a certain weight, a certain presence that they carry with them. Somebody was telling me that he had a crazy story, that he was kidnapped when he was in India, when he was younger, and so he said that he went to India after he was in the army, after he was in Saul, and so from his experience in the army, so he could tell that there's a certain presence, that somebody was very high up, a very high-ranking general, that they have a certain presence to them, that the way that they hold themselves, the way that there's a certain energy that they carry with them, that they walk into a room and you feel greatness, you feel power. And so he said that because he understood the energy that comes with power, so when he was kidnapped, so he realized that he brought him to a certain person, and he understood that this is the person that's in charge. Just like he didn't understand the language, but he could just tell from his presence that this is the person who has the power. And so a person who has true power, a person who has true malchus, that they have presence. And the presence comes from their understanding of the power, from the understanding that who I am. There's understanding this, having this healthy ego, and because she had this healthy ego, so she had no need to speak. And this is what Rabbi Nachman thinks that he had about himself. That he had the power of silence. the ability to not speak. I saw once this video that he was saying that a person needs to know how to use silence.
Oh, no.
If I always talk, you never have time to process. And it's true, like I suffer from this because like I'm always talking. I don't like having these silences in my class, you know. And like I keep on talking, and I even talk a little bit fast. And like I'm not so comfortable with silences. But the truth is that maybe this needs to be my tshuva, that like I need to be more comfortable with silences. Maybe the reason that I talk without silences is because really I believe that if I don't keep on talking, everybody's going to run away. So I need to, I don't know. And so there's so that, you know, in like on dates, like there's like people deal with this like the awkward silences. But there's something very mature to be able to just embrace the silence. To just, you know, it's okay. Like we don't have to fill up all of the silences with words, because like there's something very powerful about not saying anything, just being together, and it's really something very beautiful. And it's the need to fill up the silences. If we think about it, it actually comes from insecurity. So malchus is the power to be able to contain the silence, and to be able to keep the secrets, and to be able to understand that like not everything has to be spoken out. Everything, it's okay that the things just remain a secret. And there's a very beautiful thing that in the Shira, in Shira Sayam, Parshas B'Shalach. So the way that the Shira is written, the way that the song of Az is written, is with spaces. That it says like I don't remember exactly, but like that Az Yashamasha space, Uvnei Yisrael space, so it says that there's lots of spaces. Like if you can look it up, like there's a picture in the Sefer Torah, and like it's the first line has block space, and then the next line has space words, then space words, like 3 and 2, and it's like there's lots and lots of spaces in the Shira. So there's a beautiful teaching from Rav Soloveitchik that why is the spaces when it comes to Shira? Because when a person is in an exalted state of mind, so it says that Shar Salem Shechina. It says that when they sang the Az Yashar, so they had Ruach HaKodesh, that the lowest members of Klal Yisrael at Kriyas Yamsuf, so they merited to a level of prophecy greater than Yechezkel Mebuzah, greater than Yechezkel. And so when you're at this higher level of consciousness, so then there's things that you can't express. And those spaces, that represents the things that they couldn't express with words. Because ultimately, anything that my mind processes is something that I can explain with words. But there's things that my mind can't process. So how do I express the things that my mind can process? I express them with silence. So a person who's always talking, really what does that mean? It means that he's always living on the level of understanding. He's always living on the consciousness of my seichel. That, you know, the Reb Chaim Soloveitchik said that it was felt in hasbara is felt in havana. That a person that can't explain something, it means that he doesn't really understand it. Meaning, like he would make fun of people that would say that like, you're just wrong. I can't explain to you why you're wrong, but you're just wrong. Like, so he would make fun of, like, if you can't explain it, that means you don't understand it. If you would really be able to understand it, if you would really understand why he's wrong, then you would be able to tell him why he's wrong. And so there's a connection between understanding something and being able to explain. So Rabbi Nachman is saying, but there's things that can't be explained because they can't be understood. A person can reach a higher level that it's a certain revelation that my mind can't wrap itself around this. It's like my soul gets it, but my cerebral brain can't give it any definition. So because my brain can't wrap itself around this, so certainly my lips can't, and there is no room for expression. So this is the power of silence, and this is the trait of confidence that comes with this. And now, so this is something which is relevant to Purim. And I said before that on Purim, so it seems that this is the exception, because on Purim we're supposed to drink, and Chazal say that נכנס yain yatsa soid, that when the wine comes in, the secrets come out. So what is this? What is the secrets that are supposed to come out specifically on Purim? So I want to share with you a very deep Torah from Rabbi Nachman. This is a Torah in Sichot Haran, that he says in Sichot Haran, Torah Chaf Hei, that there's an interesting phenomenon, that when we're in pain, so we have a tendency to close our eyes. If somebody falls, if somebody like cuts themselves, like when the initial intense pain, so it's an instinct in human beings that we close our eyes in pain. So he wanted to explain on a spiritual level where that comes from. So he said like this, that there's a thing that if you want to see further, the way to see further is by contracting. Okay, in other words, that like I don't think I'm being so clear. That if you see a lot, then there's a limit to how much you can see. But if like I'll just tell you, like I remember once, like one summer, I was in summer camp and my glasses broke, so I didn't have glasses, and I figured out that if you put your finger like this, and you make it a tiny hole that you look through, then you're able to focus on like the clock that was on the other side of the room. Like without my glasses, I wasn't able to see anything. But if I would put my finger like that, I was able to focus. I was able to see it clearly. Okay.
So you walked around all day like this?
So when all day when I wanted to look at the clock, and so it's if you contract, if you confine your field of vision, you're able to see further. So based on this, so Rabbi Nachman said that sometimes things are so hard that the only thing that can give us comfort is to look very, very, very far ahead. And sometimes the only thing that can give us comfort is something that comes from the end, comes from the Yeshua, comes from the Geula, comes from the end of times. And the only way to connect, to have a vision to the end of times, is only by closing your eyes. So sometimes a person is in pain, and because he's in pain, if he opens his eyes, then everything is present, and he needs something that can give him comfort. The only thing that can actually give him comfort is something which is from far away, and the only way that he can connect to the thing that's far away is only by closing his eyes. So this is a beautiful thing of like tzpir Yeshua. This is it's a very deep idea of like this is really what it means that when we close our eyes when we say Shema. Because really we're looking at something further ahead. We're looking towards the end. We're looking towards the Geula. We're looking towards the place, towards the time that everything is going to be revealed. So this is what it means that on Purim, so we reach a level of Ad Lo Yada. That through the drinking of Purim, so we reach a level which surpasses understanding, which surpasses the what our brain can wrap itself around. And so because we reach this higher level, so then the sod that comes out, this is not a sod that can't be revealed. This is a sod can't be revealed when you're in the consciousness of das. A sod can't be revealed when you're in the consciousness of trying to understand the world. But when you elevate yourself to a place that there is no more world, there is no more consciousness, there is no more understanding, that just you're at this level of Imani Kanakokan. The entire world is there and is ready for your secrets. So this is a secret which is not inappropriate for the world, because the entire world is elevated to a new level. So this is the sod. The sod of Purim is like what the Stiller Rebbe said, what Rav Mendel of Varko would say, that if you know how to be, once you teach yourself how to be silent, then you can teach yourself how to speak. So this is the Yetzer side, is that once you actually know how to, I have this feeling of confidence. I don't need to share my life with everybody else. I know that I'm good. I don't need validation from the world around me. I don't need the crowds. I'm good. I can deal with the silence. I can deal with the fact I deserve to exist. I know that I'm good. I know that people like me. I don't need to constantly remind myself that people like me, because I know that Hashem is with me. I know that ani kana kolkan. So once I taught myself how to be silent, because I don't have that need anymore, then when I elevate myself to a level of adlo yada, so then the sages that they're going to come out are perfect. Then they're relevant for the world. So on Purim, the whole world of Das comes down, so there is no barriers anymore. I want to finish off with the last point about keeping secrets and about silence. And that is that the Gemara says in Chulin that Hashem sustains the world in the merit of a person who's boile and piv b'shas meriva. When a person is in a fight and a person is insulting him, and so he doesn't insult him back, the person is able to remain silent. So it says that merit is so great that the world is sustained based on that merit. So the Chofetz Chaim says this is relevant to not speaking Lashon Hara as well. This is when a person is able to be bold and piv, to be shosek, and not to talk Lashon Hara. So that is that very same merit of making of silence as making the world go around. So when it comes to Lashon Hara, I think that everybody struggles with Lashon Hara. That because there's something very beautiful about the bonding experience when you're connecting with somebody. When you're connecting with somebody that you feel close to. And I'm not talking about people who just can't stop talking. There's something very special about being able to feel connected about the fact that you have the same critique about a certain person. And what should a person tell himself that to help to not go there is to understand that that's true, that's the way I see things, that I see fault in this person. But what do I know? Other people like this person. I have a certain bias because to me this person was a big jerk. But what do I know? And to reach that level of what do I know, that is the level of adlo yada. When a person realized that I really don't know, and the fact that they were a big jerk to me, maybe that was a one-time thing. Maybe when everybody else when everybody else says that they're a great person, maybe they're right. So that's when I'm bringing myself to a level of adlo yada. And when I'm bringing myself to that level of adlo yada, so that's what allows me to be quiet. That's what allows me to have the secrets, to keep these secrets to myself, because I recognize that the reality is so much greater than what I personally experience. So I bless us all that we should be able to have good secrets. We should be able to to believe in ourselves, to believe that we don't need to constantly be sharing all of our secrets to the rest of the world, and to recognize that the secrets is a malchus. The secrets is a dignity. The secrets is a security. The secrets, the ability to have our secrets is what is from a place of confidence, from a place of not needing to have this constant validation. And this is what we learn from Esther HaMalka. This is what we learn from Rachel Imeinu. And this is the beauty of Hillel, Imani Kana Kolkan. And so I bless us all that we should be able to have this space inside of ourselves, that to be comfortable with ourselves, B'ezrat Hashem, and not really to believe that Hashem is always with us, even when we're not hearing it from the rest of the world.